Cheers, and welcome back to another Halloween special episode of Tokyo Toy Bastard. That's me. So I was only planning to do one Halloween video. Did a couple days ago. I talked about my top 6 favorite movies to watch around Halloween season, and I had another idea today. So I mentioned towards the end of the video about when I was talking about a couple of TV specials I liked. I mentioned the Halloween specials from the real Ghostbusters, and I mentioned that the first Halloween special from the real Ghostbusters, Halloween When Halloween Was Forever, I believe is the title of the episode, has always stood out to my mind. And you've got this big jack-o'-lantern headed Samhain or Samhain that represents Halloween spirit, and it's a great little episode. And I actually recently revisited that episode. But the episode that has always been the scariest to me has always been the Boogieman Cometh, which completely terrified me as a young child. But as I've gotten older, has become something of a fascination of mine. And even though I also love the real Ghostbusters, even though I loved this when I was a kid, I would not watch the episodes that had the Boogeyman Cometh, the Boogeyman in them. And now my son, who is about the age that I was watching real Ghostbusters, and he's just about to turn 7, and he loved the Ghostbusters until he saw the Boogeyman Cometh a few times too many. And after he finally figured out, kind of understood more of what was happening, terrified. And now I have to walk him to the bathroom when it's night. So thank you, Ghostbusters. Thank you, Boogeyman. But, Boogeyman. Yeah, take a look. Here's the Boogeyman. Here's a little clip for you if you've never seen the Boogeyman from the real Ghostbusters. Enjoy.
You want to tell us why you're so hot to take this case, Egon?
Let's just say it's personal.
Thanks, Egon. That explains a lot.
Shh! We don't want to wake up Mom and Dad.
Looks pretty scary, all right.
I'm reading high paranormal activity in the closet.
Okay, Egon. Open the door.
Oh. But he wasn't there, honest.
Well, doesn't look like he's there anymore. Never heard of a window in a closet before.
Egad! It's him.
Okay, let's earn some money.
I remember you.
Egon, move!
No, not again.
What?
It's not a ghost! How are we gonna get it in the track?
Good question. Why did you think of that before?
Go full stream! Maybe we can force him back in the closet!
Yeah, pretty creepy, especially for a little kid. So basically he lives in this alternate dimension that connects to different closets, kind of like Monsters, Inc., but way creepier than Monsters, Inc. I would take Mike and Sully any day over the Boogeyman. And interestingly, as a kid, I would always kind of look to see if there were any Boogeyman figures to kind of just stay away from them, because I didn't really even want to look at him, because he kind of looks like a giant-headed version of Joker with demon legs and a mullet. But they never actually made any. They've made toys since, but they've never made any in the vintage toy line, the vintage Kinder toy line. Actually, I don't think they really made any ghosts or creatures from the actual animated series. They only made the characters, and then the characters they released with these little side monsters that are kind of like Keshi or Monsters in My Pocket type things, translucent plastic, and there was different ones. Like this one can go on the figure's head. This one can be captured by a claw. This one came with the Ecto-1. He's a squatting, pooping monster. Ghosts. And then they had gimmicky ghosts with like action features like Fearsome Flush here. One of my favorites. Blah, eat your wiener. Anyway, sorry about that. So yeah, they never made a Boogeyman. I kind of would like to see a vintage style Boogeyman at some point. Maybe someone like Pro Custom Figures or Smith Lord Creations could maybe try that at some point. Anyway, so yeah, freaked me out. And just to reinstate how much I was freaked out by this character in the show, here's another clip. Enjoy again.
What have we here? A rather large toddler?
Freeze! Ghostbusters!
Yeah, terrifying again. Also, he came back in another episode. Oh, and I forgot to mention that the Boogieman Cometh was aired originally in October of 1986. So that does make it an actually kind of a Halloween episode. And then the follow-up episode containing him, Boogeyman Returns, something like that. Let me double check. The internet's here. Boogeyman is back. And that aired, The Boogeyman is Back aired the following October in 1987. And that one's kind of trippy because at this point they've already, the Boogeyman's gone. And in this year later episode, they're at the top, the Ghostbusters are at the top of the World Trade Center fighting a monster, or fighting ghosts. And Egon gets knocked off the side of one of the World Trade Center buildings. And it scares him so badly that the Boogeyman, I guess, feeds off of his fear, because you find out in the first episode and more in the second one that Egon was actually terrorized by the Boogeyman when he was a child. That's why I got Egon up here. And they really play on that, like, as an adult, he is still afraid of this monster that he was afraid of as a child. So, I'm not afraid of the Boogeyman anymore, but if he came out of my closet, be damn sure I'd be out of that house. So here's a clip of Egon falling from Twin Towers, and followed by a clip of the Boogeyman in that episode. Please enjoy.
We've got him! Hit the trap, Ray! Trap open! Egon! Way to go, Winston! Get it, Ray!
Boy, Egon, for a minute there, I thought you were street pizza.
Yeah, you really scared us. Egon, are you okay? So, it was you! Whose fear gave me the strength to return! Because of you, I shall have my revenge!
Hey, what's going on? What's up here?
The Boogeyman's back.
You're mine now, Ghostbusters!
We're talking full stream. Hit it!
All right, yeah, falling from buildings. That's another thing to be afraid of. Especially Twin Towers. That's pretty creepy. Well, that's it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed me talking about the Ghostbusters a little bit. The Boogeyman specifically. If you've never seen these episodes, you've definitely got to check them out. And if you've never really watched the real Ghostbusters animated series, the first season is amazing. Oh no! Egon fell again! Ah! Oh no, he's released! He's released the Boogeyman again! The Boogeyman's here! Oh my god! The Boogeyman's here! Oh my goodness! Ah!